Hey there, wherever you are in the world, you're back on the rug with Salty, and hey, I'm really excited. I've just gotten this little lady back from the shop. It's a Guild SB100. It was in a bit of a bad state when I bought it. Cleaned it up, had a wiring fault, took it to my man at Southside Guitars here in Brisbane. $150 and we're up and running, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a look at something that shipped from Musicorp a couple of weeks ago, and it's the Orange 35 RT, I think. Really well built solid state amp. Orange have a fantastic name, they've been around for a while. British built. This one of course is made in China. Like I said, it's totally solid state. Some of the features that it has, and I'll throw some stills up, it's got two separate channels. They are foot switchable. Obviously a dirty channel and a clean channel. They have separate volume controls for each of those channels. They are independent of each other, so there's no master volume for the amp in its entirety. There are master volumes for each channel. There's gain, there's reverb. It's got a built-in tuner as well. I've used it. It works okay. Tuners work fine. That's cool. We're all okay with that. What else can I tell you about it? Not much. I think it's running a 10-inch speaker. Great for bedroom use, I expect. They are quite capable of getting reasonably loud, enough to annoy your mum in the next room. So I think first up we'll have a bit of a look. I've got it mic'd up with Sennheiser, straight to the desk. Everything in the desk is at parity. There's no gain structure in there. The amp does have an effects loop. I forgot to mention that. So I've got my board in front of me. One thing you will find is it's not a switchable effects loop, in that you can't bring the effects loop in and then taken out. The effects loop is there all the time, so all the control is at your feet. Let's give it a go. Let's have a look at that clean channel. Throw a bit of reverb in there. About midnight. That's on the rhythm pickup of the SB100. Let's bring them both into line. So we're running on both the rhythm and the lead pickup. Weird thing about these guitars, or maybe it's not weird, I've never played an SG. These are kind of an SG clone. Once you bring both pickups online, the two independent volumes act as a master volume. Let's go. Everything bass, treble and mid are at midnight at the moment. We'll throw a bit of extra bass at it. That's pretty cool. Wind the bass back to midnight. Wind. Might scoop the mids out. Scoop the mids out. You can hear those mids are missing there. So the 3-band EQ, it's pretty responsive. I kind of like that. I'm used to the Fender Machete, and it's like micro moves make worlds of difference, so that's good that they work and they do what they're supposed to do, and they're labelled accordingly. I'll wind the volume all the way up. We'll see how nasty this gets. It's pretty loud in here for a 10-inch speaker. So it does sound like we're getting a little bit of speaker breakup there at full volume. I don't think it's amp breakup. I think it's actually the speaker, which is pretty cool. It's not too bad at all. Like I said, that's loud enough to annoy your mum, your dad, or your brother or your sister, or your housemate in the room next door. It certainly is. But if you're having a look at an Orange, and given their reputation, you're probably not all that keen in the clean channel. Let's see if this effects loop works before we switch on over to where the fun is. Throw a bit of delay in it. Check some tuning. Right, we're in tune now. I do apologise for that. So let's just, before I do play with the effects, let's explain how versatile this thing is and what's going on in front of me. I've got a chorus, a delay, a trem and a flanger all in the effects loop, and I've got a fuzz and a tuner in the front of the amp. So we're going to have a look at how this handles effects. We'll throw some delay in there. Bit of chorus. So that's all as it should be. Those effects coming through clear. The balance is quite nice. If you've got an amp with a switchable effects loop, usually you've got a blend setting there where you can determine how much you send to the pedals and how much you receive back from the pedals, or just a level where you can determine how much of your wet and dry sound. This doesn't have that, but most of your pedals have got that anyway, so it's really not all that important, but it works as it should. Bit of trem. Good, you can hear that reverb there. It's a digital reverb, obviously, given the size of the unit. There's no spring tank in there, and it's fine. Nothing to complain about whatsoever. Let's switch over to probably where you're most interested, and that is that dirty channel. Orange are famous for their hard rock and vibe, I guess you'd say. So let's have a look at that. Okay, we're over on the dirty. The volume's at nothing. There is a gain knob. It doesn't seem to affect the clean channel. I could be wrong. At high volume, that breakup we were getting before might actually have been that gain knob. It was at 12 o'clock. I'm going to turn the gain down and the volume up. We've got nothing. So those two knobs feed off each other. Volume and gain on the dirty channel. Fair bit of sustain coming out of the Guild, which you'd expect for a solid body SG style guitar. That is a great gain sound. That's just hard rock. nice. That's on the rhythm pickup of the SB100. Let's bring both pickups online. Yeah, I'm really liking that. Moves a lot of air for a 10-inch speaker. It's a quality speaker, you can hear it. All right, let's wind the gain up, see what happens. So with the gain, I get a bit of volume. I'm going to back the volume off a bit on that channel. Same riff on the lead pretty good for a little solid state amp. That's absolutely magic. The price is right on these things. You can't beat them. Doesn't have some of the functionality of your modelling amps. Of course, it's not a modelling amp, which is why it doesn't have that functionality. But it's built like a tank. Look, you can throw out the boot of the car and drive to the gig at 150 kilometres an hour with it bumbling around, and it's certainly going to stand up to that. I think they're a really good little unit. Would I buy one? Yeah, I probably would, actually. But do I need one? Ask around. Probably not. Really, really cool. I like it. The controls are responsive, and they do what they say they're going to do. The tuner works fine, like I said earlier on. That's really about it. They're a simple little amp. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7 knobs, including the reverb, which is 3-band EQ, your gain, 2 separate volume controls for the 2 channels, and your reverb. And I think it sounds like stadium rock. I could be wrong. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hi to the SB100. Welcome back, little lady. See you next time. We'll do something different. Catch ya.